What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Boujee Homegirls. It's lit, it's lit, it's lit. We're glad that you're back. And if it's your first time, welcome aboard. Before we dive into today's topic, we want y'all to check the show notes. You already know the drill. If you've been listening to every episode, you know the drill. Check the show notes, check the description box, click the links, peruse around, support all the things, do all the things. And also subscribe and follow. Like, you can't just be listening and then leaving. Like, you gotta lock in. You gotta commit. We not doing no lurking. We not doing no we in here today, gone tomorrow. We locked in. Okay. So go ahead and follow, go ahead and subscribe. Takes a couple seconds to do. Share it with somebody, and then leave a review if you can, depending on the platform. I know some reviews you can't, but if you can, leave a review. And if you're on multiple platforms, support on all the platforms: YouTube, Apple, Spotify, you name it. Show up, show out. We in here. So let's get into it.
Hey y'all. So before we get started, y'all know we like to do a little check-in with each other. So I'm checking in with Rondelle because she's always checking in on me, and I want to check in on her today. So Rondelle, how are you feeling today?
I am feeling great today. I am on my post. As you can see, my name is the Watchman today. So I'm on my post and I'm feeling great. I'm feeling rejuvenated, and I'm not feeling as bloated as I was the last episode. But I did take something, so that helped. I don't know, y'all. Like, the bloat be real as you get older. To my young girlies, if you're under the age of 30, listen to this. Please take care of your gut health from now, because when you hit your 30s, maybe your body be doing a whole different number. And then after you have a child, which if you do have a child, you probably already know this, it's a whole nother ball game on top of that. So take care of your health from now. Don't think your youth is your time to just be ripping and running the streets, eating anything under the sun, drinking anything. Like, gut health is important. Okay? Take care of your gut health.
Okay, no, for real. Get them probiotics in. Period.
Yes. Okay. All of that. So how are you doing, sis?
I am weary.
That's our tagline, y'all.
I am weary because, baby, this hairstyle is weary, but we are gonna hold on to it. Like, I gotta hold on strong. Child, one of the twists and came out. Okay, listen. I am weary. My hair is weary. I want some Chipotle, as we talking about good health. I've been wanting Chipotle since yesterday, but then I wanted to get it delivered, and it was like $30. And I'm like, why is Chipotle $30? I'm like, what's the delivery fee? It was only $1. Apparently, they do this thing where they up the price on the food if you're getting it delivered. Yeah, so of course, Jay, because y'all gonna hear about him. He was like, take off delivery and just do in-store pickup. He said, I bet you it goes down to like 15 or 16, $17. Sure enough, my order dropped a whole $13.
What? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And I didn't even get double meat.
That's what I was about to say. Like, why is it so pricey on the app? That's wild.
I didn't even get, because I was getting it delivered. So I didn't feel like going out yesterday. I didn't feel like taking a little one out because my back's been hurting. Speaking of which, I gotta get my heating pad. But I just didn't feel like doing all of that because the Chipotle by me is not a drive-through there. So it would have just been too much. I'm not leaving him in the car. You know, we gotta go in. The doors are heavy. Why Chipotle doors so heavy?
That's
So they're heavy. So I was like, he was leaving to get a haircut. So I was just like, dang, what I'm gonna do? He was like, I guess you're gonna eat something here. And did I ate that steak and the potatoes, okay?
okay.
But he was like, well, you could just get it tomorrow. And I was like, okay. So I literally, before we started taping, I just texted him and said, can you order my Chipotle? And he said, sure, which means he's tired of me. But he's still gonna do it.
Oh, it's weary. He be going to the gym for like 2 hours. That's his escape. Right. He's like, I need a moment because y'all working on a new one.
Yeah, he needs a moment every day. He needs 20 naps and 2 moments. Like, bruh, I need a moment. Okay. I will put my heating pad on though, because listen, y'all know we like to get the chit chatting.
Yes, and we need your back to be healing and all of the things. So do you think you injured it working out? Do you think that was it?
Girl, probably. I think it's a combination of stuff. So working out, and I think I injured it. I be doing RDLs, and I'm pretty sure I did it wrong. Like I felt like it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still practicing with those, and my trainer is still working with me. But I felt like I had did it wrong. I was like, oh yeah, I did this wrong. But then I never really stretched like I stretched after this particular workout. So I was like stretching. I was doing all the things. Then came home, put up the Christmas tree, was like moving boxes and just doing like a bunch of stuff. And I think somewhere like irritated, but it's like weird because it's like the upper is not really like lower back. So I'm like, did he kick me? Like did he do something to me like in my sleep or something? Like, so I don't know, but it is a little stiff. But yeah, like I'm still able to move around, it's just I just gotta let it heal. So I took today off from working out, but I'm definitely gonna go back and hit the gym because only working out like 2 days, like no, Sunday, Monday. Oh, today would have been my 4th day. So
Whitney be in the gym, y'all. Like you need to actually follow her page if you want motivation, because she be putting up her reels and her motivation at the same time. And I'm just like, get it, sis. I'm gonna be walking like next year, not right now. But because I try to walk in my neighborhood, and I live in a mountain, y'all. Like this area that I'm in the outskirts of the Atlanta area, so I'm in Dallas, Georgia, and it's very mountainous here. Like when you're entering my neighborhood, you can look to the left and you can see like the down part of the valley, but then when you come to the right to get to my house, you're going down the mountain. So I tried to walk in the summertime a couple times. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get my fitness back, like we getting it. Girl, I got to the other side of the neighborhood and the mountain steep on that side is crazy. Like I was like, I'm going up beyond to be with the Lord, honey. Like
you could have kept going. It's not, what is it? It's a sprint, not a marathon. Whatever they be saying. You should
a sprint to heaven, because the way that mountain peak was, baby. No man. I literally had to stop and sit on someone's electrical box in their yard. I was like, I'm sorry, I need a break. The guy across the street was like, it's steep, ain't it? I was like, and it is. I was woo, hooping and hollering, drenched in sweat, and I'm the hot one. Like we call each other twin. I'm the hot twin. If anyone's gonna get hot,
I'm always cold.
I'm just like, the person was looking out the window like, is she sitting on my? I'm like, I need a moment. Like I'm not gonna rob you. I'm not gonna canvas the no. Like I need a minute. I'm about to pass out. Because it was like steep to the point where you're leaning in. And the guy was bringing in his groceries. He was like, it's steep, ain't it? I was like, I was trying to be a ride. I need a ride. To be outside at that point. Everybody, I'm like, I'm sweating. I look ugly. I'm breathing heavy. Why are y'all outside? This is the middle of the day. Y'all supposed to be at work. That's why I came out at this time. But no, y'all want to come home early with groceries, watching me struggle. They're like, she must live on the west side of the neighborhood or the east side of the neighborhood, because the west siders, no, don't climb this mountain.
I'm trying not to fall out of this chair. This is like the couch scene part 2, only I'm by myself. Oh my gosh.
I was like, never again. Over ambitious. Now, my side of the neighborhood, you can do a quick little 1-2, but that side, baby, you gonna be swallowed up. You're gonna be taken up to glory. Like Elijah just gone. Like, did she leave in a blaze of glory?
Girl, I was swallowing my husband up. What's all that noise? Like all this boom, 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 boom. That's probably how you felt when you was walking boom, boom, boom. The walls of Jericho. do, 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 do. Okay.
So thankfully where I'm moving to, there ain't no hills like that. I'll be able to walk consistently. I'm not going, because the heat there, baby, I will be taken up. Y'all might as well just plan the eulogy and everything, because I will be a goner. That will just be
that. Please. Oh, okay. Oh my God.
So follow Whitney's exercise page. I
didn't have an exercise page.
Well, that's true. Follow her lifestyle page, because exercise is a main component of her lifestyle. So
not just trying to give me another page.
Come on, prophetic word. I think that was the Lord speaking.
God is catching strays. That's why this episode is named God is catching strays. Cause here you go. Let me sip my
Her health
juice.
conscious drink. Is that sugar-free water packet? Y'all, we have a virtual Christmas party on Sunday. She talking about I'm gonna drink my sugar-free water packet. I'm like,
At a Christmas party?
that is dry. That is so dry. Like, not even a sugar. Like, they got the sugar-free alcohol. I'm like, you can get a sugar-free spritzer. Sorry, Saints. I know some of y'all don't drink. Don't at me, but it's like you can get a sugar-free spritzer.
I'm gonna have some so we have a winery here called Cooper's Hawk. And I had a membership, but I don't drink that much anymore. So I'm like, I got like 10 bottles to pick up. So as a matter of fact, I'm gonna go pick up some bottles, not today, but tomorrow. I'm gonna pick up all my bottles because I'm like, I'm done. That's $22 a month. I'm like, I'm trying to save a coin. But I am gonna have some wine, okay?
Okay.
They do have this red wine that I do like. So I am gonna have that. Okay. And it probably won't even be this much. It's gonna be like down here because I got
Yes.
goals, baby. My Jim BBL is coming in, but I am gonna have some wine.
Yes.
But yes, this is the strawberry peach. I think it's by Dole. I must have got these from Walmart because I haven't been back. Or either Dollar Tree. You can go and you can get the sugar-free packets and they taste really good. Okay, listen, my spouse still drinks, so he be mixing up like tequila and stuff in here. I'm just like,
He's a bartender.
mm-hmm. He bought me a bar actually, like a little rolling cart.
Really?
Yeah, for Mother's Day. I'm like, what?
That's cute though. I like that.
But yeah, it has like all the like little fixings. It has an ice maker on it. Um,
Nice.
but yeah, but it got other stuff on it too. But it has like glasses and stuff. I'm like, I don't even drink. I got a
Yeah.
wine refrigerator right next to it. Yeah, girl.
That's really cutesy. I might, when I get my
Yeah.
new place, depending on the space, I might get something like that. Because I'm not a big
Yes.
drinker either. It gets me tired. So I'm just
Yeah, it's just cute to have. It's for aesthetics. I mean,
yeah.
the glasses and like the wine refrigerator, like there is like other things in there. Like we'll put water in there. And then the ice maker, I mean, who doesn't like cute ice? This
True.
is just ice out the fridge because that thing be
True.
loud. But I think he got a mini fridge right over here. I'm looking at it. Wait, did I give that to him? Or is that supposed to be for my makeup? I don't know.
But y'all got the mini fridges on deck and the different types of fridges. So I'm here for it.
Indeed.
I'm here for it. So with that being said, God be catching strays, y'all. We gotta talk about it. Like, y'all gotta stop throwing God on everything. God is weary. God is weary. Okay. Just like
That should have been my name. God is weary.
stop throwing God on everything. Because we kind of alluded to this in I think it was episode 1. I can't remember, but I know it was one of the last few episodes where people be like, oh yeah, God put it on my heart to do this, or God put it on my heart to ask you for that, or God this, God that. Like, y'all be CCing God as if that's gonna get people to spring into action, like, oh, God said it. First of all, we already told y'all last episode, if we don't want to do it, we ain't doing it. So I mean, that's don't be acting shocked. You said it.
Let me put on my glasses so I look more professional.
What? So we already told y'all. Now, granted, we can admit we're fighting rebellious spirits. Y'all are praying and touching and agreeing for us. Yes, we appreciate it. But like, just because you see God on something, you're not gonna pull a fast one on me. Because some of y'all be using that as a manipulation tactic too. Like,
Yes.
God said this, God said that, or you saying God said this because you feel like I should do it, but I don't feel God leading me to that. That I know that happened over the summertime with both of us. I know someone had told you, like, yeah, one of your friends had told you, I think it was at backyard Bible study or something, child. I don't know. But I know it was summertime because I had just got back from Guyana. And they were like, yeah, like you should do X, Y, Z, da, da, da. And you were like, I don't really feel like the Lord's leading me to that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like, I feel like God's telling you to do it. And you were like, I don't feel like God's telling me to do that. And I know that that happens to me a lot. He'll be like, oh, yeah, like God said that you should do this. Or I feel like God's telling you, nah.
And he said, y'all CC, y'all BCC. Well, God told me that, we all need to be da da da. Well, why ain't God ain't tell me that? Because I be talking to him too.
Okay.
He ain't confirmed that word with me because, baby, the way that people just be out here CCing God, I be like, oh, let me go to God for myself. Let me see if he really said that. Let me see if he really wants me to do that. And then I know when God wants me to do something like, y'all know we always talking about our girl Naquandra. Shout out to Naquandra.
Hey.
Hey, she hosts prayer thrusts every first, second, and third day of the month. I hope I said that right. Um, and there were times where I'm like, I felt a pull. I was like, God wants me to pray, and so I would like text her like, "Hey, can I pray?" She'd be like, "Yeah." She always happy when other people be praying. She's like, "Yeah." I get it though because baby, like you be weary, like, oh, I gotta pray again. Like, yeah, like, okay, let me muster up the strength, okay. But no, it is when you're in leadership, it is always nice when someone else is like, hey, like, can I volunteer to do this? Because we get tired too. But nevertheless, as we be saying, nevertheless, I have had, situations or times during prayer thrust or prayer thrust was approaching where I just felt like I had to pray. I'm like, hey girl, like, can I pray? Like, I need to pray. But yeah, like I know that God is gonna confirm it. If I feel like that pulling or that like urgency almost like in my spirit, like even this morning when I got up, I felt and I was taking a break or whatever from just going to the gym and just kind of like sleeping in, just sitting, chilling. And I just felt such an urgency to like get up and just like you will be happy. I didn't tell you this. I prayer journal. I typed it out. I'm a
Yes.
digital girly and I write, but I typed it. I was sitting there and I was like typing out my prayer. And I was like, "Oh, is this prayer journaling? Is this what the girlies are doing?" Because I'm not a journal girly. Every time somebody say, "Oh, journal," I cringe. Rondelle knows it. I'm always like, "Can I do something else?" Like journal, but I have tons of journals. That's the crazy part. Tons of them. Tons. Okay. But just to sit there and just journal, like it's not me. It's not my thing. So shout out to my girl Kendall because she's like, send yourself a voice note. So I'm like, oh, I could do that. So that's just my thing. I'm just not a sit down. But I typed out my
Yes.
prayers. I was like, oh, is this prayer journaling? I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. So yeah, I just felt the urgency to like get with the Lord this morning, and I just wanted to just be in his presence. I just wanted to worship, and it felt good. Now I ain't call nobody and say God told me you need to be up at 5 in the morning worshiping because God didn't tell me to tell you that. God told me that. We have to understand clearly when there is there is a God said for me and God said for us. Now there is something going on right now where there's 30 days of favor, and I was up and I was in, prayer time with the Lord, and I felt a pull to bring other people in. Now,
Mm.
the person that I talked to, I said, pray on it, see if God leads you to other people, right? And he did. So we're all in a group. Rondelle's in a group. We're in this group chat, but I just felt like God wanted us to be together for 30 days or whatever. And I just felt that really strongly. That's different. Now, I didn't give them any rules or anything because God didn't say, this, but there is one prayer that we're supposed to be praying for each other every day.
Yep.
And that was it. I didn't say what time we had to pray. I didn't say what posture you had to pray in. I just said for 30 days, like, pray this prayer. That was it. Okay. That was it. That was all. Those are the instructions. I'm not out here like, did you do it? Because God said to do. I'm not out here. You know if you did it because I ain't gonna hold you. Some days I missed. You know what I'm saying? But
Listen,
I didn't necessarily
just when you
pray.
said we are supposed to pray that prayer every day, I said, "Oh, it was every day." Like I'm thinking that's because I don't miss a couple of days, Lord. My bad.
Oh, that was every day, not every other day, or every 3 days, every 2 weeks. It was every day, but God is not gonna beat us up for not
Right.
doing it. But we're praying that prayer every day. But also I'm praying for y'all every day. You know what I'm saying? Or
Same.
sometimes I do forget. I ain't gonna hold you. I'll be like, woo, you know what I'm saying? But I am praying, but I just feel like God wanted us to be in community with each other for a reason, for whatever reason that is. I don't know. But I never gave y'all stipulations. When I say, okay, God led me to do this, he didn't now if God would have gave me, hey, every day at 5 a.m. I need y'all to be on a call, then that's different. But God knows our lifestyles too.
Because I was about to say, I was like, I don't even see the Lord telling either one of us to do that because,
No.
like, that's never been our steez. Even like in October, I hosted a fast called the Soul Surrender Fast, and this is like my third time doing it in my community. And at the same time, the Lord led Whitney to do 31 days of prayer, and He led us both to this around the summertime. Because I remember getting ready to come back from Guyana, and I'm like, I feel like in October I need to host another fast. And I was telling her, she was like, I've been feeling the Lord leading me to prayer. And so we did it in our own communities, but we supported and like told people like, hey, check this out too if you want to. And I had like guidelines, like I created a whole soul surrender fast guidebook. And I was like, these are different ways you could fast. This is like a sample meal plan. This is what I would suggest you do while you're fasting. Also, if you want to tap into 31 days of prayer with Whitney, which some people did. But I wasn't like, I did a daily check-in, like, hey, how y'all doing, ladies? But I wasn't like, okay, did you do this? Did you eat this type of meal? Did you pray? Like, I'm not gonna micromanage. I'm not gonna be like, well, God said you need to do this, that, the third. No.
The girls was eating crab ragoon.
Listen,
Remember?
they were eating crab rangoon. They were eating honey buns. They was eating ice cream. They was
French
doing
fries, milkshake.
breaking fast early. Heck, I almost got caught up, but I did eat something not the best though. Like a couple of days, I never broke the fast early, which I'm proud of myself because in years prior I did, and I was hosting it. But I was like, wow, like I actually stuck to the time frame. But I did have like 2-3 days out the month where I wasn't eating the best. But the other days I ate clean. Yep. Like, but see, the not eating the best for me was like not eating clean in October. Like I might have eaten something that was like not whole grain or something like that. Like, cause I was going hard, y'all. Like, I was eating clean, like
Wait a minute. So here I am thinking that you ain't ate a French fry.
Now, see, you don't went off the deep end. A French fry.
Now it's confession time because I want to know what you was eating because I was over here fighting for my life.
I was eating like regular pasta and like white bread. That's what I mean. I know. I was supposed to be eating clean, whole grain, like I know. But that was 2 days out the month. You done said a French fry, like.
I can't believe I feel betrayal at its finest.
You didn't tell me you ate a French fry.
I don't think I ate a French fry.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're good to go. Did you eat ice cream or anything?
No, because I think we said no fast food, right?
Oh, wait a minute.
I'm kidding, y'all. She did good. She was encouraging us. No,
but,
it was.
Yeah,
It was
I'm
funny,
not
y'all.
going to micromanage. Like we said last episode, like I'll put the guidelines out there because, like I said, when God put the soul surrender fast on my heart, like it wasn't 3 years ago, it was 4 years ago. Those stipulations, quote unquote, were put on my heart too. Like, okay, let's try to eat clean. Let's really try to go hard with it. Because the more you sacrifice, the more revelation and the more breakthrough you're going to experience. Like when I fast and I'm like playing around, waffling around, it's like you just don't really be feeling it. Like you might get some revelation, but it's not giving what it's supposed to give. But when you really
did you say waffling around?
Waffling around, yes.
Girl, I want a waffle now.
The Saints always gonna bring it back to a meal. No, a waffle with some chicken right now would be chef's kiss. I actually can make that when I go downstairs. Am I going to? No, but I could. No. But I could though.
Because I'm like, I could too. I'm like, I got a little waffle maker. Yes. Got some chicken strips.
I've got like my mom's actually thawing some chicken right now. But I told her I was gonna make like my garlic chicken thing that you could eat with like linguine or rice. Like, yeah.
Ooh. So how do we get here? Okay, bring it back.
Let's bring it back.
Sorry, y'all.
Because
I'm weary.
Yeah,
I'm weary.
We're talking about fasting. So yeah, like when you take it seriously and you're like, okay, I'm not just gonna fast, but I'm gonna do like the Daniel's fast. So I'm gonna like the revelation and like the encounter with the Lord that you have is so different. So I want everyone to experience that. But at the end of the day, we're all grown, willing adults. So I'm not going to be on your neck about it. Even when I host Bible studies, like next year, I'm gonna read the whole Bible again. and I'm gonna invite some ladies in the community to join me if they want. But I go on the Bible app at least daily just to check in. But if I skip like a day or two, I'll be like, hey y'all, like I'm back. You know, when I do those year-long plans, every day ain't perfect. But I'm not like, oh, y'all haven't been in the app in like 2 weeks. Like, but you know, you just gotta make sure that when you're doing stuff and you're trying to bring people into it, you're not just slapping God on it. And it's like, honestly, because that is a form of manipulation too, when you think about it. Like, you just putting God on it because you know you want this person to do this. Like, this is all you. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with you wanting someone to do something. If I want Whitney to do something, I'm like, hey, like, sis, I really love you to be on this panel. I really love you to pray. Like,
Yeah, she
I
do.
want her to. Like, I can't say God told me. I want you to because I like the way you pray. I don't want you to because I feel like you add value to this panel I'm having. Like, you know, so I don't feel the need to add God onto that because, like, if I were to do that in that moment, it's like, oh, let me add God on so she could be like, oh yeah, like, okay, God said it. Like, let me do
Yeah.
it. Let me put into action.
I was gonna ask you why, but you kind of answered it. Like, why do you think people do that instead of just being honest and just, being like, hey, because I mean, same thing when I did 31 days of prayer. I was like, hey, sis, like, can you pray one of these days? You know what I'm saying? Like, God didn't tell me to reach out to you and ask. I was just like, girl, I need to rest my voice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, can you pray? But why do people, I just want to know. And if y'all are listening to this and you're watching on YouTube, like, please comment below why you think people are quick to be like, well, God said, or God told me this. And I'm like, God speaking to you a lot. He ain't told me nothing. He ain't told me nothing about this. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes I even be side eyeing it because I'm like, but why would God tell you that when he knows I got this? And you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
so I really do think going back to like, even though I'm not saying that people aren't this person or whatever is a monitoring spirit, I'm not saying that, but back to that like manipulation and back to that like seeing your light, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like they may just be like, dang, you could just literally say, hey, I love the way you pray. I love how you bring it. It's very down to earth. Do you mind? I'm going to take a break. Do you mind praying? I want you to be upfront. You don't have to put
Yes.
God on it to manipulate me into doing it. Like,
Yeah.
and because I'm gonna pray on it anyway. And if God be like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. So whether you say that God said or whether you just ask, I have to go to him myself and to make sure
Yep.
it's a good opportunity. And that's just with anything, especially when people saying God said, okay, he telling you that, but did he tell me that?
That
Like,
part. And on top of that too, I think that people do that because it's like in the body of Christ, a lot of times people want to seem more deep than they actually are. I mean, that's the best way I could put it. I know it sounds blunt, but it's like, especially in this era of the Christian walk that we're in globally, where it's like everybody got to have a word, everybody's tapped into God, everybody's got a rhema word,
so
everybody's hearing
deep.
from the Lord all day, every day, and all this type of stuff. And it's like, everything ain't that deep. Like sometimes you just don't have a rhema word. Sometimes God did not tell you something. It is okay. Like you don't have to be super deep. And it's like you're not a woman of God if you don't always have this a word. I don't know who this is for. And God just da da da. Like really,
Like,
like, just relax, calm
just
down.
relax, saints. Just relax, saints. Like, write that down, Rondelle. I know you got a pen and paper by you.
Yes,
Write
just
that down.
relax.
Just relax, saints. Okay? Because seriously, every day does not have to be a word. Everything does not have to
Yes,
be, oh, well, I went to the store and then I saw a bird fly past and the Lord, like, what? Can the bird just be flying
everything is a word.
past?
Every I went into the
Not me
freezer.
looking at my phone, like, who just texted me this? Like, is that a sign? Oh, the Lord just
Listen, I'm weak. But it's like I went in the freezer to get ice cream, and then the Lord showed me that vanilla ice cream is like when I'm washed clean by His like what? Like I just it's like really the girlies love a word.
wash clean.
The girlies love a word. The girlies love kept giving God strays. God ain't tell you none of that. God told me to do this. God told me to ask you that. God told me that's my husband. God told me this is my season. Baby, God didn't
God
tell you
telling you a lot. It can't happen. I mean, don't get us wrong, because there are people out there where literally it's just like download after download after download after
Yeah,
download. But some of y'all, it seems forced. We
it's
can
for
tell. Like, what? It don't even be making sense. Like, and it's different when you get a revelation, because I had a revelation. I had two revelations actually. And what was I doing? I was praying for a prayer thrust, I think, and my toilet had overflowed. Liam,
oh yeah.
the abundance thing. I was like, I'm taking it as abundance, like overflow. But something else had occurred earlier that week, and I was like, overflow. So yes, that's different when they're like multiple things, or even like I was telling you about the vitamins and how they had gave me the wrong vitamins like a couple months ago, but there's no lack. Like, that was just a reminder. Like, there's subtle things, but did I go online like there's no lack? God said, like, this is a word for the people. It's not. It was for me specifically. Like, every time you get a word, you don't have to share it with the masses. Like,
Yes.
it's okay if you share with your close friend group. Because I shared it with my close friend group. We had women making disciples. Shout out to Naquandra. We need to get Naquandra on,
I
okay?
know
Period.
Naquandra be catching straight. How about
We gonna get Naquandra on, okay? But like, I shared it with them. I think I shared it with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I shared it where it needed to be shared. Everything does not require you to turn on your camera live unless God, did God say it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Listen.
if there's a urgency in your spirit to be like, hey, I need to share this word. Some things are literally meant for you. And that's okay. And I think a lot of time people will CC God on stuff because they do feel like they want to be deep, but they want to seem like relevant too.
Yes.
Like, I'm a real saint because God talks to me. Like, I'm not lukewarm. Like, baby, God speaks to you every day. That's great, but is he I just want y'all to ask yourselves this. Is it me or is it God?
Right.
Just ask
And some
yourself.
seasons it's just not God. I'm not gonna say God's not speaking, but it's not so in your face, or it's not so deep. And that's okay. Like, that's why it's called a Christian walk. It's a journey. Like, some seasons it's like boom, boom, boom. And that season could be as small as a month. Like, in October, when I was fasting, the downloads were crazy because my soul was surrendered. I was literally starving my flesh. It was crazy. November, the downloads came a little slower. This month, they're coming a little different. It's just looking different. So, I'm in a different space right now. In February, April, whatever, it's going to look different. That's okay. But I'm also not out here trying to prove to people that I'm a super saint. I really don't care what you
Yeah.
think. Like,
That's
what
what
is
it
me getting
is.
your,
They trying to prove it, sis.
yeah, like, what is me getting your cosign going to do for me? Like, you don't have a heaven to take me to or a hell to put me in. So it's like, whether you think I'm lukewarm or not, okay, like, at the end of the day, like, who are you? Like, that's just how it is. I don't need man's approval. I don't need people to be like, oh yeah, like, she's a super saint, she's really safe. Because at the end of the day, I realized a long time ago that I'm not for everybody, and I'm not for the status quo, if that makes sense. So
Mhm.
amongst the believers, I'm not for the traditional saints because they're always going to think I'm lukewarm. They're always going to think I'm not taking something too serious. They're always going to think I'm not doing enough. They're always going to think something is up because maybe I might go through a struggle a little bit longer than they feel I should, but they don't understand that the pruning process is not up for them to determine when it starts and ends. That's God. So
Mm.
it's just like, there's always going
Okay.
to be an opinion. Shots fired. And so they want to ride on your coattails when things are going well, but when things are going rough, and when you're going through the refiner's fire, now all of a sudden it's, like, I don't know, maybe she got this going on, okay, like, you're just not for me. So I realized that a long time ago, but I'm also not fully for the world because I could be amongst people in the world and not be influenced. A lot of saints can't do that. That's why they have to be in their bubbles. They have to be with people that look like them because they just don't have I guess they're just not graced for that. Like, everybody's not graced to be in certain atmospheres
Yeah.
where it's like I could be here and not be impacted and not end up looking like them. I could end up bringing the light and not succumbing to the darkness. And that's fine. Nothing's wrong with that. But I know I'm graced for that. Like, and not that I willingly just go out and do that. Sometimes I'm,
You be at the club,
sometimes
passing
I'm in
out
those
Bibles.
Sometimes I'm in those environments and it's like, okay, cool, whatever. But at the end of the day, where me and the world are gonna part is that it is gonna come back to Christ. It is gonna come back to like my faith. I'm not going to walk out my life in certain ways. I'm not gonna speak in certain ways. Like there's just certain things I'm just not going to revel in. So I know that I'm for a unique calling of people. I know I'm for a unique crowd. So, with that being in mind, I'm not looking to get anyone's approval. I don't feel the need to be like, God this, God that, God this, God that, because you don't always need a Rhema word either. And I feel like we're in a society where a lot of people rely on the Rhema word, but you're not in the word. You're not in
Woo!
the Bible. You know, the Bible is how God speaks. This is literally his word that he left with us, the inerrant word of God. If you are not in this as much as you are trying to receive a Rhema word, that's the first problem. You need to be in this more than you're trying to lean on a Rhema word. You know, that's the first.
Okay. Okay.
Because a lot of people
keep going, sis. Give it to the people. I mean, snatching edges. I mean, clearly, y'all, clearly sis got something to say because she brought the Bible. She like, hold on, let me show you how serious I am. God said for me to show you the Bible. What? God said. My thing is with the God said, like, I always tell people, like when I was with the 30 Days of Favor group, I literally told this person, I said, hey, why don't you go into prayer about it and see where God leads you? Because if God is telling me something, right, and I'm bringing it to you, I want you to go into prayer. I don't just want you to be like, oh, well, God said, okay. Going. Like, no, I want you to be on one accord to be like, okay, and that's not to say like some things is just like, all right, yeah, like a prayer thrust, like, yeah, all right, cool, like I know what it is, you know what I'm saying? But for me, I think it's more so like when you start saying, well, God said, okay, he said that. Hello, Jesus. Hello, like, is it you, Lord? Like, I need to go to him because you said that he said it. So now you putting it on him and he said it. And God don't be lying. So now I gotta go to God for myself because if he said it to you, then he has to confirm it with me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, if it's something that you want to do, y'all, come here. Don't be afraid to just ask.
Just ask. Okay. Just ask. I don't think I ever said, or if I did, I don't say it often, where it's like, oh, sis, God told me to ask you. I'll just be like, you know what, sis, I really like to do this with you. Or we realize, like I said, we're doing something that would parallel each other well. So it's like, oh yeah, like we could refer each other, like with the fasting and the prayer. And it just kind of happened. It's just a mind, you know?
Yeah, you've never said that to me. Like, sis, God said, like, you ain't never. Nope.
Yeah, I don't.
Actually, a couple of my friends, now I think about it, they haven't. I mean, there are people that have, but there are people that they just be like, hey, can you do this? And I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
Why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, sure. Like, I even, there's just been certain situations where I'm like, hey, can you give a word? Like, I'm really feeling like you have to give the word. Like, I'm not equipped for this. Like, this is, a little bit heavier for me in the spirit. I know you're equipped. And, my friend's like, yeah, I got you. Cause she knew what it was. I'm like, there's a deliverance that needs to take place. I'm not equipped for that right now in the spirit. I know she is specifically, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's equipped for that. So, it was not a question. It was a what time, what place. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, well, God told me to ask you in the, no, it ain't all that, it's, I mean, it's just not, that's just like, I know Rondelle can sing. God told me to ask you to sing. No, he didn't. No, I want you to sing. He didn't.
Right. God, nope. Like, how am I getting it? Like,
yeah. I was just over here trying to turn the water into wine, and you saying I was over here about to give her a breakthrough. Now you telling me this? Like,
like, what are we doing? What is happening right now?
Like, I was just trying to rest in the boat when it was, I have a pillow in the boat. And now you telling me, so now I got to get up and go over here and see what. Y'all gotta stop saying. Y'all gotta stop CCing God. Yes. Okay, when you did not say that, it's okay if you said it. If you want, and you can pray and be like, Lord, I want to ask Whitney to pray. I want to ask Rondelle to pray. I want to ask
Yes.
such and such to pray. Like, give me the words to say because I'm nervous. You
And the
know, it's
courage too,
and the
because I feel like
courage, make me bold
yes,
and courageous, according to Joshua 1:9. See, I
yes.
wasn't ready
Come
for
on
that.
now, come on now. Well, seriously though, because I feel like when you see God too, it's a little bit of timidity behind that. Like, oh well, if I
Mm,
put God, like, no, walk in power, walk in courage, boldness. Like, hey, I like you. I don't see anybody as like I can't say I've been scared to approach anybody to do something for me when it comes to ministry or business. Even if they have a massive following, even if they're out here doing big things, I will email them or contact whoever I need to contact and just be like, if they're willing to do it, they're willing to do it. I don't allow fear to get me. The worst they can do is say no. And if they say no or ignore me, which has happened, oh well, like they're lost. So it's
yeah.
not really anything where I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, they rejected me and now I'm gonna spiral. Like, okay, they ignored me. Moving on.
Now, and God may tell you to reach out to a particular person, and be like, hey, reach out to that person. And then that person's going to automatically know, like, yep, God told me,
Mhm.
God already confirmed it. It's different when it's like that because I do know that there have been situations in people's lives where it was like, I wasn't even looking to do that. But God told me, because I want to say, Candace Janae spoke about this at her conference when she reached out to Tiffany Montgomery, I think.
Mhm.
She was saying, like, God told her, like, reach out to her or something like that, and she was like, "What?" Like, "Are you sure?" Type of thing. And, yeah, so it's like, it's certain times that I'm pretty sure Tiffany went into prayer about it too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it has to be, um a balance, with that, and you not just throwing God around just because you like, well, it's just like it's just like in the world when you know somebody, right? And you like,
Yeah,
well, my cousin owned a club over there and he said woo, woo, woo," like you just throwing that weight around like, okay, I've never
right.
been impressed by that. Like,
Me neither. The
okay,
name
well,
dropping thing. Mm-mm.
yeah, that name. That's what they doing. Name dropping. Yes, thanks. I told y'all she
Mhm.
she like a dictionary. I be telling y'all. Um, where I'm weak, she is strong.
Okay.
Okay, listen, she is like a dictionary. But yeah, that name dropping. That's what they really be doing. And I'm like, you ain't even. I'm not. I'm really not impressed. I just be like, and
No, it'd be like that. Like you work on teams with people where they're like, yeah, so and so gonna be there, and you're like, half the time we don't even be knowing who these people are. You're like, sis, you
no,
know who this person? I'm like, who is that? Like,
no.
and the whole time this person moving and shaking, it's no shade to them, but we're just not. We don't get starstruck like that.
No, no, I really don't. And it is funny because at work they do be doing it like, oh, well, such and such, and they be trying to prepare us for elevator speeches if we meet the CEO. Like, what are you gonna say? And I'm like, I don't know. Like,
You
oh,
ain't
did you
knowing.
know? I went to a conference once and somebody was like, oh, such and such is speaking, and oh yeah, she's so great. And I'm like, I don't know her. And they're like, oh, you don't know her? And I'm like, no. Like, am I supposed to? As a matter of fact, this last conference I went to, that was funny that I even thought about that. One of the people, I think she was speaking, and so I didn't like know her. So I went up to her. I was like, "Hey, where did you?" And she was like, "Oh, hi." I was like, "Hey, where did you get the food from?" She's like, "Oh, over there." I think she expected me to be like, "Hey, so nice to meet you." I was like, "Thanks." Like,
You're like, where'd you get that? All right, have a good one.
yeah, like literally. And I was like, when I thought about it, I was like, oh, that was such and such. I was like, oh, okay. Like
Knee deep in
she
your
was
lunch.
so, yeah, like she was used to everybody coming up to her, be like, oh, congratulations, and this and this and this. And I just be like, yeah, yeah,
If nobody else does that, you and I will be that type. Like, oh, okay,
yeah,
hi, how are you? Like, I've been in those instances where I'm literally just talking to the person, like, hey, how are you? You know what? I do Lyft as well. I do like 8 million jobs, y'all, but still run a business. But I've picked up celebrities before because I live in the Atlanta area currently. And there are some that I didn't recognize until after they got out my car. And I'm like, I'm really just talking to some like an average Joe. And there are some I recognize when they're coming into the car, but I treat them like every other person. And you could just see the where they're like, wow, like she's not starstruck. She's not, because you could tell from the way they like get in the car. They try to be incognito. They try to sit behind me so I can't see their face. Like they try to do the most, and I'm just like, it's okay. Just get in so we can get to your destination.
wait
You
a minute, what they be doing? They be pulling the hat down and the hood
yeah,
up.
like the hat down. They be trying to keep
No,
their face down. They be like, oh, I'm gonna sit on this side because they feel like if they sit on the other side, I can see them in the rear view. I really can't see you because it's dark and like the angle of the mirror is weird anyway. So I really can't see you. But they be doing the most. I'm like, all this shucking and jiving you doing, you're running down my clock. Come on in, let's get to your destination. Like I gotta get to this to my quota. Like you saw me up, you know. So, but I just talk to them normal. I'll be like, hey, how are you? And you know, I pull up to a nice house or a mansion or whatever, and they're just like, wow, like she's not even phased. And then I'm just like, okay, so you're going to such and such. And then I'll just talk to them, how's your day? And if they keep talking, I'll be like, oh, that's cool. You okay, ha ha he. And then I'll be like, okay, have a great day when they exit. Like you can see the shock and awe on their face, like, wow, like she's really not doing too much. I'm
Yeah,
not
she don't care.
like
Wait, so can you name drop or just text
I
me?
can. I can. Like I know I picked up Layman Rucker, the guy from Why Did I Get Married that played when Sheila got married to the good guy. He was a good guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
girl, you gotta give me
Yeah.
the character names.
I can't remember his character name, but I picked him
I
up.
know
I
you know.
picked up Ashley from Ready to Love season 1. I picked up. I interfaced with. I forgot her name, but she was also on Ready to Love, and I want to say it was also season 1. But I was doing Uber Eats, and she was in the restaurant, and I kept
Mm.
looking at her because I was like, she looks familiar. She looked at me and said, "Hey," and I was like, "I'm sorry, are you from Ready to Love?" She was like, "Yeah," and I was like, oh, "Okay, nice to meet you," and that was it. Like I wasn't starstruck or anything. And then there's like 2 other celebrities that I can think of. I can't remember their names, but I know they were like in more recent movies. So I would say they're
Mm.
more like up and coming celebrities. Like people know them, but they're
Okay.
not like A-listers, probably like B-listers or so. But yeah, like I
Dang.
just didn't. I mean, they still got more money and movement than me right now, so I can't. I can't.
Okay. Listen.
But I was just like, and I didn't recognize Layman Rucker right away because I pulled up to the mansion and I was like, oh, this is a nice house. I was thinking that to myself, like, this is nice. One of these days, I might get me one of these. Like, you know? And then he had his child he was putting in the seat, and it was just like a lot of shuffling around and shucking and jiving, trying to get stuff out this car into my car and all that. And he was like, I'm sorry, I'm running down the clock. And I was like, cool, take your time. I just went back and sat in the car. Then he sat behind me, but I'm tall, he's tall. So I was like, do you have enough knee space? Like, why are you sitting behind me?
Right.
And he was like, no, I'm good, I'm good. And then he was like trying to hide his face under his cap, and he didn't have a picture in his Lyft profile. His name was
Mm.
different, all that. And we're talking, and then we get to the condo, which my lash technician lives in that same condo building. Well, she doesn't anymore. She lives out on the east side, but that was her first condo that she owned. So she runs her business from there. So I was like, oh yeah, I've been here before. And he was like, yeah, you could pull up over there. And then I'm gonna call my wife. So his wife came down. She was like, thanks so much. I was like, no problem. And then I looked at his face and I was like, wait, isn't that dude from I was like, isn't that dude from Where Did I Get Married? I was like, okay, well, you'll have a good night. And I looked it up. I was like, yep, that was him. And so
Mm.
he was really incognito and he was trying to hide it. With Ashley, we were girl talking. We were kiki and hee hee ha ha. And like we really had a good time. And I acted like I didn't know her. Because I didn't want to be like, oh
Mm.
my gosh, you're from Ready to Love. And she's in my car. I was like, yeah, so where are you from? And this and that. And we were just talking and laughing, having a good old time. She was like, oh, are you going to be available in like 2 hours? Because after this birthday party, I'd love if you could pick me back up. And I was like,
Oh
no, I
wow.
got to go. Because I really had to go. I was like, dang, like that would have been a good little piece of change. But
Right.
she was really friendly. So, but yeah, I'm not impressed. I met Roberto Blake. I dropped off food at his house. He's a big YouTuber.
Who?
There's,
Oh, you
yeah,
see, I don't know nobody. Who?
I only know him because he's been in the YouTube game for a minute. Like he's one of the OGs that like went big on YouTube, and now he like coaches
Mm.
and stuff. But he was a sweetheart. I dropped off food to his house. He was like, "Sorry, I took so long to come to the door," and this and I was like, "It's cool." Like so, I've
They be
interfaced
taking
with
a
a lot
long
of people.
time. They
They
take a long
do.
time.
I'm like, your food is here. Where you at? Like, go get your food.
So annoying.
It's so annoying. But yeah, like I be chilling. I be in the cut. I'm like, because at the end of the day, I kind of see myself as an up and rising celebrity, and I'm not pressed for the limelight. I'm cool if I make my millions and I fade off the grid. Like y'all not gonna hear from me like that. I'll be
Look,
taping this
fading
podcast
into
from a
this
private
grass.
I'll be taping this podcast from a private island. Y'all gonna be like, dang, like where's she at? Like I'm cool being in the cut. I don't need everybody and their mama knowing me. I think some people crave the spotlight, but for
Yeah.
me, I'm like, nah, I'm good. And that's another reason too I gotta be catching strays. Because in this internet age of like prophetic words, if you start a prophecy channel today on YouTube and you go live every day or you put up a little short or video giving people a word, in 6 months, you'll have hundreds of thousands of followers, you'll have
Yeah.
subscribers. Like people love the God told me to tell you this, and especially when it's stuff that they want to hear. This is your season of elevation. Your haters are not gonna get you. Your Hamans are setting you up. Like anything along those lines, baby.
Not the typical,
Channel.
the typical prophecy channel. But I'm like, God be telling y'all more than that. He be telling y'all to stop doing what you doing. He be
Thank you.
woo, girl, they love it. They love a word, but that's because in the Bible, doesn't it tell you not to have itchy ears? And I think that's the
Yeah.
problem, is that so many people have itchy ears and they just want to
Mm-hmm.
get to, oh, well, okay, God said this is my year. This, baby, you've been saying God told you that that man that told you that was this your year. God, I can't even get it out. That man that told you that
Because
this
God
was
knows
your
this
year.
foolishness.
Listen, he don't even want me to talk about it because, oh, the Lord said this is your year. Sow a seed of $1,000. This
Okay,
is your
that part.
year, and you still doing it. Like,
This been your year
be
for the last 10 years.
listen, be serious. Like, get into your word because God is going to speak to you. You don't need
Mm-hmm.
to pay. First of all, like PSA, you do not need to pay to get a word. Like
Nope.
God can literally be speaking to you right now as you're listening to this episode. Like he can, like, just because somebody sees God on it does not mean that it is so. First of all, and then what God? Because everybody got a
Yeah,
God. So are you talking about little
that's
G or the
true.
big G?
That's true.
Because them
Take it
little
up to
G's
God
be
in prayer.
talking too.
That's true. Take it up to God in prayer, y'all. And then people will use this. I'm gonna say this and then wrap up because my son got speech therapy. I'm always beating the clock with the speech therapy, but
Listen, I'm over here like Chipotle order.
monitoring that Chipotle order. Okay,
I'm a monitoring spirit on that.
but people will prostitute your gift with that God said because they know that you can
Ooh.
pray. They know that, and this is gonna be the cliffhanger. We're gonna talk about that prostituting of gifts. But people be prostituting your gift because they be like, oh yeah, she could prophesy, she could lay hands, she could pray, she could worship, whatever the case may be. Like I'm gonna say God said this so I can get her to come to my thing, and then I'm gonna say God said that so I can get her to do this. So mine have boundaries. Like Whitney said, I have no problem enforcing a boundary. It actually gives me a thrill. I smile and get joyful inside when I like
That
yes,
little evil
another
lurk, like the
boundary.
evil style. Yeah, you be like, I get to set a boundary. Yay, boundary day. I gotta find a meme for that, and I'm gonna send it to you every time I think you're setting a boundary. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna just send it. She gonna know.
I
Y'all would
love
love
it.
to be in our group chat, wouldn't you? Because it is
Yes.
lit. It is, but it's not for y'all. It's just for us.
Yes. Yes.
We can
So
start a group chat for our
you know what?
peoples.
If we get, I don't even know how to follow the followers on Apple Podcasts. So we got to figure out how we can figure out how many people are subscribed to the podcast. Because I know on Spotify it tells you how many people are subscribed. Because I was gonna say once we get 100 subscribers to the podcast, we can actually like create a little community. Because y'all, we love us a Geneva community. Geneva is weary. She is weary. She hates to see us coming.
Patreon, Naquandra.
Oh, Patreon,
Naquandra.
yes.
Look, we're gonna get Naquandra on here. Y'all like, who is this
No,
Naquandra
if you
girl?
get Naquandra, like Naquandra, you gonna be on, girl. Just be ready for an episode appearance. But yeah, if we get 100 followers on Spotify and or Apple Podcasts, we'll start a Patreon and then we could chat. We could go live in there, like Kiki.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Or
I think that.
YouTube. Like, what?
Yeah.
Or YouTube. Okay, that was random, but here we are. So we're
But on
back.
that note, right. On that note, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up because I got 6 minutes to get this child in front of his device. So yeah, we.
You didn't tell me that because see, last time you
I
told me I was watching the
know.
clock.
I literally when we
Oh,
started recording, I was like, oh shoot, I didn't tell her. But it's all good. It's all good. We just gonna get them on and then we gonna carry on with the day. But y'all make sure that you're subscribed. We'll see you on the next episode. Let us know your thoughts. And stop. Are you letting God catch strays? Are you the problem? If you are, then it's okay. There's help for you. Okay. There's help. You can stop today. And if you're not the problem, then just let us know your thoughts. Does that trigger you? Does that annoy you? Let us know in the comments. We will see y'all on the next episode. Bye.
bye.